Hey guys. Hey, Melissa here. Thanks for joining me. So, yeah, I was accepted yesterday for this grant I talked about, and I was sent classes today. So now I'm taking classes, and I want to talk about this. Don't mind the earrings. I already got complimented at the grocery store today with them. She's like, "That's big earrings." And she liked them, and I said, "They're my Elizabeth Taylor earrings." So that's what I call them. Anyways, so as I'm starting these classes, I have homework, and there's just going to be so much work with this, so much work to prepare, because number one, I'm getting out there with a pro-life nonprofit if I win this competition. It's going to be a pro-life nonprofit, so I'm going to be scrutinized a lot, and I will expect some hits. So there'll be a lot of scrutiny, and therefore my foundation has to be extremely strong. I don't want to just be like, you know, I guess what we're seeing in a lot of pregnancy centers, or some of the pregnancy centers, is just, you could have, the internal stuff, you could have, had this taken care of a little bit better, or you could have done this a little bit better. So what I want to do is I want a really strong foundation. So as I'm doing this class, and as I'm preparing for my mission statements and everything, what we're seeing is statistics. We're seeing 73% of women have chosen abortion because of economics. They feel like they don't have the financial means to take care of a baby. 79%, which I think this goes along with this, is 79% have felt like they didn't have the education. They didn't know all the resources out there. So that's why I work so hard at making sure women have resources. So today I had called somebody. I just forgot I'm supposed to call another person. I completely forgot. And he gave me a number of somebody who does fix vehicles. So I have a wheel bearing that needs to be done. And, they have people in churches who know people who can help moms out with this. So as I get help with whatever I need, I pass this information on, and it's to help other women so they don't have to do all the work that I am doing. So my nonprofit is going to be a huge resource center for women, huge. And then, I don't want to give it all away, but it's going to have a niche. It's going to be unique. It's going to be the older woman helping the younger woman. So I'll be connecting in churches, businesses, etc., to help the older woman mentor the younger woman to help them along. And then if we can get women in the best shape possible, their families are going to thrive. So my vision is to work with underprivileged women who they don't know what they don't know. They don't know, they might not understand what abortion is. They don't think they can do it. So there's going to be a lot of self-care and self-confidence built into these girls. I have a heart for the underprivileged woman because my mother came from the projects. I have family from the projects, and they had it rough. It was rough, okay? And yeah, there was a lot of good. I had a good life. I think there was still a lot of good. My grandmother, had 10, and they were close-knit. That song, "We Are Family," that's something that my mother used to play a lot. And despite all the things that had happened, they were family, right? And back then, you had loyalty to family. You didn't just ditch your family. You had loyalty, and you went through it all together, right? You just did. So underprivileged women, helping them to be the best they can be, helping them to know Christ and be daughters of the King, to act like daughters of the King, because that's who we are as Christians. So taking a lot like what I came from, taking underprivileged women. My parents sent me to school, so that was great. I had an education. And even though I had gaps, I did have an education and furthered that, and I worked on myself. So that's going to be a big part of this, women working on themselves. And then it says here 73.8% of women have felt pressured into abortion. I would think that's about 99%, really. So these are the statistics we have right now with abortion. I think relationships are going to be a huge part of my ministry. Women who have come from broken relationships, I know what that's like. Young girls who have been used by guys, and to be able to get in there and help heal women with the different trauma that they've gone through too, so that they can be the best they can be. So this is what I'm working on right now. This organization does a great job in preparing you. I will be preparing until April, and I have to decide what I'm willing to put aside and what I'm not. So I still plan on taking this counsel for trauma. I just don't know if I want the 1 hour every week because I have so much going on. But trauma does stay within a woman. When she has had an abortion, that feeling can stay with her, especially if later on she has a crisis. So for me, when the roof was coming down in the trailer, I had to work, right? I mean, my husband didn't want me to work. And I was like, the roof over there is coming down, and I think I will be working to help us to get another place. So I went and I worked, and one of the times I was working, somebody said, just slow down, and I'm like, I just think I'm in crisis mode. I think I'm just trying to pull everything together so that we are all set to hurry up and move into another place. And that's what I did, and I was in a crisis mode, right? So when you have these crises throughout your life, that trauma of how you respond to things continues. So we've taken the trauma and we responded a certain way to survive that abortion. We had to, right? I don't know where, but I will be exploring this. I had a dream last night, and I will be exploring how did I learn how to disassociate before this, right? I mean, I already knew how to disassociate before the abortion. So I'm like, how did you know how to do that? So going through, the trauma, the counsel for that is something that's going to be in my nonprofit to help women with this. And we're just going to be, the best of the best with women, helping women to be their best. Because if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? So we want women at their best. And I'm going to help women rise. Proverbs 31 woman, she rises. Okay? She rises. Not just in the morning to take care of her family, not just at night does she take care of her family, but she rises with strengthening her arms. She speaks for the poor and needy. She saves those from destruction. That's the Proverbs 31 woman. And although she's a hard worker and I used to look at that and be like, geez, I so admire this woman, and I did work hard, but I will be talking about she rises, as in she comes out from the ashes, and she makes a life for herself, and she does the best she can. So this is what I want for other women. I want them to understand their identity in Christ. If they're not saved, we want salvation. And then from there, the trickling down will go to her children, because her children rise up. And the trickling will go to her husband. The more she takes care of herself, the better off her husband is. So I will be talking about all this in my nonprofit. And just starting with nothing basically in life, just being a simple woman, not really knowing a whole lot, not really knowing, how relationships work, not really expecting much in life, building your self-esteem, doing the best you can. I shared my testimony where I had my firstborn son, and now I felt a purpose and I felt needed in life. And I think a lot of mothers can feel that. They can feel like, now I have something to live for, when they have no self-esteem, or no, no purpose or direction in life, or they've been wounded so bad. So this organization does a great job, and like I said, this will be in April. I will be competing, so I have a lot of preparation to do before this, and they will help me with my pitch and what I will be saying to people, and really coming in alongside me and helping me form a very solid business plan. So I will be sharing stuff like that with you as I get my pro-life nonprofit off the floor. And even if I don't win, I will be starting this nonprofit and competing with other grants and other things. So even if I don't win, it's still a win-win situation, because I'm getting the free training to build a really solid nonprofit. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.